You know that feeling, right? You're in a room, one person starts laughing, and suddenly you're laughing too, even if you have no idea why. It's this weird, powerful, and totally universal thing. So let's get into it and figure out what's really going on. I mean, it's a fantastic question, isn't it? It feels like this reflex you just can't fight. So is it really about the joke, or is there something, I don't know, much deeper, much more ancient happening inside our heads? Well, here's the big twist. The reason laughter is so contagious has way less to do with comedy, and pretty much everything to do with keeping our ancestors alive. Yeah, you heard that right. It's an evolutionary tool that helped build the very foundation of human society. To really get this, we have to rewind the clock. And I mean way, way back, long before we even have language. Laughter isn't just some reaction. It's a deeply wired social mechanism, like an ancient piece of software running in all of us. Think about it. For early human tribes, the world was a pretty dangerous place. So a sudden laugh breaking the silence, that wasn't just noise. It was an all-clear signal. It told everyone, instantly, without a single word, that any danger had passed and that the group was safe and, together. So, why did we need this powerful new tool in the first place? Well, it's because our ancestors stumbled into a huge evolutionary roadblock. Their old-school method of bonding, social grooming, was basically hitting a wall. For most primates, this is the main event. It's how they build trust and form alliances. This act of picking through each other's fur isn't just about getting clean. It releases these feel-good chemicals called endorphins and really solidifies that one-on-one connection. And this is where you can really see the problem laid out. Grooming is awesome for small groups, but as our ancestors' communities got bigger and bigger, they ran into this bonding gap. There just weren't enough hours in the day for everyone to do that one-on-one grooming needed to keep the whole group tight. And I mean, the math here is just brutal. Primates spend about 20% of their day socializing, but to hold a human-sized group together with grooming alone, you need over 40% of the day. It was literally impossible. Evolution needed a better, more efficient solution, and fast. And so evolution got creative. It came up with this absolute genius of a solution, something that could create that same warm, fuzzy bonding feeling as grooming, but do it on a massive scale. It figured out how to make our brains echo each other's joy. I love this phrase. It's such a perfect way to think about it. Laughter basically let our ancestors broadcast that feeling of safety, trust, and connection. That same endorphin hit to a bunch of people all at once, no touching required. It was social grooming, but, supercharged. And this instinct to copy each other, to just mirror what we see, man, it is ancient. We can even see the basic building blocks of it in our primate cousins. Like this study here shows young orangutans mirroring each other's expressions when they play. This is the very root of contagious behavior. So what's the actual magic happening up in our skulls? Well, it all comes down to these amazing little things called mirror neurons. When you see someone else laugh, your mirror neurons start firing as if you were the one laughing. Your brain literally runs a simulation of their laugh, which makes you ready to join in. And the payoff? It was massive. While grooming is strictly a one-to-one deal, research shows that an average burst of laughter ropes in about 2.7 people. That means laughter is almost 3 times more efficient at creating and strengthening social bonds. In evolutionary terms, that's an absolute home run. Okay, so a theory about social bonding and brain mimicry is great and all, but where's the proof? Let's dig into the hard neurochemical evidence that shows exactly how a shared laugh forges a shared bond. The star of the show here is the endorphin. Think of these as your brain's own personal feel-good drugs. They're the reward system that makes connecting with people feel so good, whether you get it from a hug, from grooming, or from a really good belly laugh. And this isn't just some abstract idea. We can actually measure this stuff. In one experiment, scientists tested people's pain tolerance. After watching a boring documentary, nothing changed. But after a good, genuine laugh, their pain threshold jumped by 10%, a classic signature of a big endorphin release. And we can see it happening directly in the brain. Using PET scans, researchers have literally watched the brain during a fit of laughter. And what they found is that social laughter unleashes this huge flood of endorphins, especially in the frontal lobes, the exact parts of the brain that handles social and emotional stuff. So here's the bottom line. When we laugh together,
all of our brains are getting a simultaneous hit of these powerful, pleasurable bond-forming chemicals. It's a shared neurochemical event that literally wires us closer together.
All right, let's pull all these pieces together. We've got the evolutionary problem, the brain's clever mimicry trick, and the chemical proof. So what does this all really tell us about laughter's ultimate job in the grand story of humanity?
This timeline really puts it all into perspective. For our earliest ancestors, the Australopithecines, grooming worked just fine. But then, around 2.4 million years ago, early Homo shows up, group sizes explode, and that bonding gap becomes a real problem. This is exactly when scientists think laughter evolved to fill that need. And later, as groups got even bigger, we'd invent even more tools like music and ritual.
So there it is, the whole amazing process in 3 simple steps. First, there's a social cue, a laugh that says, "We're safe." Then your brain mimics it thanks to those mirror neurons. And finally, you get the chemical reward, that amazing endorphin rush that makes you feel connected to everyone else laughing. It's a perfect evolutionary loop. And that's really the big idea to take away here. The next time you find yourself getting swept up in a wave of laughter, just remember what's actually going on. It's not just a moment of fun. It's a deep, ancient biological program firing up. It's evolution's social glue, working to remind you that you're part of a team, that you're safe, and that you belong.